and then everything starts. Now let me take an example. You are sleeping and you are just woken up by your father, and your father says, "Hey, come on, do your homework now." You just woke up. How can you do your homework immediately? You have to go to the toilet. You have to do all the daily activities. You are still feeling sleepy, especially the kids. They are again sleep. So to come to the actual form of daily routine, daily activity, you need some time, maybe 15, 20 minutes or half an hour. You cannot just start doing work. Similarly, these daily activities, if you correspond it to the computer also has to do certain activities, some basic activities. Whenever you press the button on the cabinet or the CPU, you are switching it on. So there are certain basic processes and functions that computer do. Before a user like you and me can give instructions, and the computer can get, or the operating system can receive the instruction and do the work accordingly. To start a computer, the power button, as I said, on CPU you switch. This will start the operating system. It can be any operating system. And then it will display the desktop on the monitor, your screen. This can be Windows, this can be Ubuntu. So there are certain work like the memory check, like the hardware check. Everything is done. If you open your operating system, there is ROM. In ROM, the POST and BIOS are stored. For example, if you just take an example of Dell. If your computer is of Dell, the screen will come for Dell. If the computer is of HP, the first screen will come as HP. How does Dell and HP comes? This is because there is a program by Dell company stored on that ROM, and that ROM is basically responsible for your computer to go on, to check the hardwares, to do all the basic activity before even the operating system can be loaded on the random access memory, that is RAM. See, if you switch on your computer, there will be 6 beeps. 6 beeps means RAM is not working. So before the hardware can work properly, only then the operating system will go up. Otherwise, operating system will never load. There will be the problem being shown to you. Oh, there is a problem in RAM. First fix the RAM and then come. In the RAM, if it is working properly, the RAM will itself have a space for OS. This OS will be loaded in the RAM, and then things will get the way you want. So this toilet and breakfast, all this is when computer wakes up, it goes up to certain screen where you can start working. There are certain basic functions performed when a computer starts. It can be a laptop, it can be a tablet, it can be a smartphone even. So these are the pictures, right one. You see there are certain line will come. So there is a morning routine, as I said. Computer automatically runs a basic program. Nobody will tell you do toothpaste or brush your teeth or go to the toilet. Nobody will say you. You have to go by yourself. It is all everybody needs. Similarly, every computer or a computing device needs some basic program that is called, as I said, it is placed on a ROM, read-only memory, that is BIOS, basic input output system. It will check whenever you put your switch on of the computer. BIOS is basically self-test. It will check for all the hardware parts whether they are up, they are working or not. It will send some signal and it will take it back. It can be RAM, HDD, it can be power, everything it will be checked before the software can be loaded. Once this hardware is checked, it is verified. Now the operating system will be loaded. Now your computer or the operating system is ready to take your information to input. So now this username and password will come. Sometimes it will not come if you are just dealing with your system and you are the only user. But if you have multiple users, for example, you are two brothers, you have different rooms. If you are not having different rooms, you might have one room, but you will be keeping your stuff like your clothes, like your shoes differently. Say in an almirah on different shelves. If you keep them together, there will be a problem. There will be a conflict. So when a computer or a system is used by various people, multiple people, then there has to be some way to enter to authenticate different users, because everyone will have different files, folders. Everyone needs their privacy, their space. Okay, the way you keep your shoes and clothes in a different way your brother is keeping. In computer you have a different place. So in order to access that, in a computer you have login ID and password. So these three people have different login IDs and password. Login is to go inside, ID is a proper identification, and password is for authentication and verification. For example, two people, they have different keys for their room, right? Similarly, you have key for computer entrance. You have a proper ID and password, and these are unique to you. The combination will be checked by the operating system. Okay, this is the first person. The second person will come with a unique ID and password. The third person will do the same. Okay, so this is a way to the computer does or act, or the software checks for you to enter and the other person to enter, and keep your spaces differently, keep your work differently in a different way, in a separate space is provided. This is how you sign in Windows. This is an example picture is showing. You are being authenticated only when you have correct username and password. If the fourth person is coming, he will register. He will also create his own username and password, and then fourth person can also enter. So when you log in, as I just suggested, the computer knows that you are authorized to use this computer. So you are an authorized person. And now it will allow you to work in your personal space. Right? For a person A, and A is username, B is password. The second person C is username, D is password. So the second person has to enter C and D. If he enters C and say X, it will not allow, computer will not allow, operating system will not allow to enter, to make him enter, to allow him to enter. So the other person can, if he is using if I give you my username password, you can always enter. Okay. So the operating system first, if you are working on a multiple computer which is used by multiple people, if you are working yourself, you don't need username and password. You can always, you cannot have any login ID. It's just used by yourself. Once you are done, what will you do? You will log out or shut down. Log out is coming out of your personal space, but the computer is still on. Shut down is coming out of your personal space, and then you are switching off the system also. So once your work is done, you shut down the computer. So there are different operating systems, different options are given. Okay, and idea is the same. Ubuntu also has different version. Windows has also a different version. The way of logging off and way of shutting down are similar. In a way different, but they are similar. So there is, if you are working in Ubuntu systems, at the top right, shutdown is there. Logout is just coming out of your login, not shutting down the computer. Okay. The other person will do the same. You have to log out. Then only other person can enter. And here you see, you can also shut down. Sometimes there is something you need to do. You can restart the computer also. Okay. Operating system will close all the application and turn off your computer if you do the shutdown. Shutdown is basically switching off the machine.